work out, but next time, inshallah. So, and now I'm going to invite Ania Ehsan for American National Anthem.
Guys, please stand again for the American National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Anya. All right, so now I'm going to invite our chair and co-chairs. Please come to the stage. Our chair for the host committee is Dr. Nazaina Aftab and co-chair is Dr. Nurul Ain Mirza. Dr. Nazaina Aftab, she is our chair of course, for this annual meeting. She is affiliated with PPS, the Human Development Foundation. She has served as committee chair of Youth 2019, PPS council member for 2019, and she has been elected for 2020 as well. She is a practicing infectious disease specialist here in Illinois. For her personality, I can say, I do the very best. I know how the very best I can, and I mean to keep on doing so until the end. So I will invite Dr. Nazaina Aftab to come to the podium. Dr. Nurul Ain Mirza is our co-chair for the PPS annual meeting and is a graduate of Dow Medical College, and he is affiliated with us since 2009. He has volunteered at Apna Clinic and served as a PPS council member. He has also served Back to School Committee 2019 and will be treasurer for our 2020 council. For him, I can say simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. So here is Dr. Nazaina Aftab and Dr. Nurul Ain Mirza to give their speeches.
Thank you, Dr. Samina. Assalamualaikum. Welcome to the 2019 PPS Fall meeting. So I'm Nurul Ain Mirza and I'm with Dr. Nazaina Aftab, co-chairing this event. If you have any issues or complaints, you know who to blame. I mean Dr. Nazaina. Okay, just joking. We have a great event planned tonight. Starting off with our speeches and then by our PPS President, Dr. Ahmed Rahman, and then Apna President, Dr. Shekhani. And then we get update from the Treasurer, Dr. Syed Asif, and then we get update from the PPS led by Dr. Arain. Today we also have with us the Secretary of State, who will speak to us inshallah. And then we hope to maintain our program in a timely fashion, inshallah. And after dinner, there is a musical program. And stick around and enjoy. Thank you.
गुजरे शाह मुकीम दे एक जट्टी अर्ज करे मैं बकरा देनिया पीर दा मेरे सिर दा कंठ मरे ओ हट्टी सड़े कराड़ दी जिथे दीवा रात बले ओ कुत्ती मरे फकीर दी जेड़ी टू टू नित करे चार पांच मरन गवांडना बाकियां नू ताप चढ़े ते गलियां होवन सुंजियां जिथे मिर्जा यार फिरे Mirza Saiban is a well-loved romantic folk tale of the region of Punjab. In fact, it is the only love story in which a man's name comes before the woman's. Yes, Punjabi culture is as matriarchal as it comes. Mirza was from a Kharal tribe and belonged to a village named Danabad, which is close to the area of Punjab which I call home, Jarawala. What if we take you all today to that evening in the middle of West Punjab, where all the emotions, all the experiences, mundane to extraordinary, material to mystical, sad to joyful, birth to death, are expressed through music, food, and some more food. Our Mirza today is going to be the melodious Shazia Manzoor, and our food is provided by Anmol. Thank you so much to all who are here today for making this evening some extra special and colorful. Let's enjoy Rangla Punjab. It's very important that we all stay quiet and listen to the ceremony because there are lots of very fun things planned for you. I think it's a little disrespectful when the doors are kept open. So would you please make sure that the doors stay closed so we can proceed with the ceremony. So my job now is to introduce our treasurer, Dr. Asif Sayyed. Dr. Asif Sayyed is SMC graduate, is the treasurer PPS 2019 and secretary PPS 2020. Money is power. And I am asked to request the most powerful man in PPS to come on the stage to give his report. To keep things in perspective, मरे दी मर गई माँ कोई नहीं लेंदा ना तगड़े दा मर गया कुत्ता ते सारा पिंड नहीं सुत्ता. Tagda stands for treasurer in PPS. Thanks so much.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to our annual meeting 2019. थोड़ा बहुत मैं जो understanding लेना कर सके वो भी है कि ये अच्छी चीज़ है, but my understanding is limited. Welcome anyway, and I'm just going to take a couple of minutes to report for finances for 2019. We started our year with almost $24,000 in our operational balance account. And then as the year goes by, we went through a lot of things in terms of getting donations, a lot of charity fundraise and whatnot. So as and again when I did the presentation, the last bullet point on my first slide was that it's still pending, which is now deposited in our account. So we have almost $71,000 in total at this point raised for the society. The expenses we occurred at this point is of almost $58,000. So we are about $12,000 in sort of positive balance. The last item we already deposited, so that's now within our total income. In terms of the finances, we do basically three-tiered sort of expenses and income. One is the operational sort of balance and income for the society itself. Then, as we run the PPS house, so there's a sort of different stream of expenses and income revenue. And then the clinic, PPS clinic, we run is the sort of the third tier of that. So for the house, as of today, we generated almost $22,000. The expense is a little on the upper side because we have to pay taxes on that, so that basically includes the higher number. So we ended up spending almost $34,000 as of today, and there's a negative balance of almost $20,000. For PPS clinic for 2019 as of now, so we generated almost $3,500, and again it's a charity clinic. We basically charge for very few things, basic tests and stuff, but again it's not revenue generation, it's more volunteer work and charitable sort of thing. And total expenses as of today is almost $8,300, and we are under about $4,000. But obviously the clinic is a good initiative for us, so we are continuously supporting this on a daily basis. There's little sort of miscellaneous expenses, including the sort of the fundraising we did earlier in Ramadan, and then this meeting, so which is about $10,000 as of now. Next one. So as it stands now, we have almost $43,000 in our operational balance and almost $36,000 in our endowment fund, so close to about like $79,000. And hopefully we'll, after the meeting, we will take it up to $100,000. Last one. So for me, as a sort of the current treasurer, so the three items which I need to finish up by end of the year to reconcile everything for the year, finalize the revenue and expenses, issue the receipts for all the donations, and then close books for 2019. Any question I can answer, please feel free to get me. I'm around. And thanks again for coming and enjoy the meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Asif. So next I'm gonna invite Dr. Amin Nadeem. He's the President-elect 2019. Dr. Amin Nadeem is an assistant professor of critical care and staff intensivist at Captain James Lowell Federal Healthcare Center and Rosalind Franklin University, North Chicago. He is a board certified in internal medicine and critical care medicine. He is part of several clinical and administrative committees at his hospital and residency program. He is affiliated with PPS for last 5 years, has served in the capacity of treasurer, secretary, and currently president-elect 2019. He has also served as chair CME committee for our international meeting in 2018. Ability is what we are capable of doing. Motivation determines what you do. Attitude determines how well you do it. If you all combine it, it is Dr. Amin Nadeem. I would like to welcome Dr. Amin Nadeem, President-elect 2019.
Thank you, Dr. Samina. Assalamualaikum. Thanks all for coming. Good evening to honorable guests. I see many faces like acknowledge who I can. Dr. Naseem Shekhani, President of APNA for 2019. Please big round of applause. Consulate General of Pakistan in Chicago, Mr. Umrani. All the APNA members, PPS members and supporters, everybody, I would like to welcome all of you. Thanks all for coming. I'm going to be president for PPS for next year. There is a question which my kids have asked me, and I want to answer it from stage. They're sitting here. They ask me, why you want to be president of PPS? So the answer has two parts. One is too small number to do anything meaningful. You need team of people to achieve something meaningful and to add value to the life. The second part of the answer is that I have seen PPS president, I've been part of PPS for the last 7 years. And I have seen each and every president making difference and doing things which have added value to the people in Chicago and abroad in Pakistan. So for example, Dr. Amra, she did water well project in Pakistan for this year, which is going to make difference in life of thousands of people. So it's not possible to do just things on your own. PPS provide platform to all of us, people who come in the council and become officers to get things done. I'm also thankful and grateful that I have a great council, and I'm going to introduce them in the moment. But my job here is to talk about what PPS is going to do next year. There is one good news. You will be able to see everything clearly next year because it's 2020. And few of you got it. I'm glad. Next slide. So, our team realized that being a physician and being a physician society, our expertise is in the area of healthcare. So what we want to do next year is to expand our healthcare services and provide healthcare services where it's needed most, providing services to indigent population and so on. So we plan to expand PPS clinic operations. We are also collaborating with ICNA Apna Mobile Clinic to provide services. And the good thing about this mobile clinic is that it can go anywhere. We did actually health screening in one of the indigent area in Waukegan just recently. Dr. Imtiaz Arai has been very instrumental in running PPS clinic and also collaborating ICNA Apna Mobile Clinic. So moving forward, I'm working with Dr. Wasim Kazi, Dr. Imtiaz Arai, Dr. Sajid Mahmood to collaborate with this mobile clinic. So we have very ambitious goal. What we want to do is to do 41 to 50 healthcare screening next year. So that will be reaching healthcare screening to thousands of people. So that's one of the plan, and we think that PPS clinic and mobile clinic will be a great source of civic engagement for all of us. Folks, we are part, this is our country, this is our adopted land, and we all want to be respected as minority, but we have to earn it. We have to fulfill our civic duties. The other area where my team would like to work is expanding our membership. The membership has been very stagnant in last many years. So I have passionate members who want to run the membership committee, and we are going to bring young physicians who are the physicians who have recently completed their fellowship or residency, and they'll be part of the PPS too. Next slide. We're also going to make PPS part of mainstream Chicago organization. So we are collaborating with CIOGC. The negotiation has already been started. We're also going to be working with CMMA and also CCN to expand our healthcare operations and education operations. One thing which I'm very passionate about myself and also my team is providing guidance and career counseling to young physician members. So we'll be working not only young physicians, but young the youth who are in high school or colleges to provide them with the career and guidance counseling. So that will be something new will be starting next year too. So I just want to take a moment to introduce my council. Next slide. So when I take your name, please join me on the stage. The president-elect for next year is going to be Dr. Samina Hijab. The secretary is going to be Dr. Asif Sayyed. Our treasurer is going to be Dr. Nurul Mirza. Our immediate past president is going to be Dr. Amra Rahman, but she's current president. So it's the future, 2020. Our counselor, next slide please. So the two of the counselors are going to continue from this year. The first one is Dr. Faraslauddin. If she can join me on the stage. Dr. Nozena Aftab. She's here. As you can see, my counselor is already community activist and very well versed. And Dr. Jawad Munir. And I'm very excited to announce a young council member in our organization. She's very excited about being part of PPS, and I'm very hopeful she will do wonderful things. Dr. Manur Aftab, please come and join me on stage. She's probably the youngest ever member, ever. And then I have a few counselors. One of them is out of country. Dr. Kashif Ahmed, he's Professor of Clinical Affairs at University of Illinois. He'll be leading efforts on youth career and guidance. Then also I have Dr. Fawad Qureshi, who is interventional nephrologist and intensivist. He's also not available. Dr. Noman Heather, he is bone marrow transplant hematologist at Cancer Centers of America. He's out of town. So I request all of you to please keep supporting PPS, be part of it, and pray for us. Inshallah, we are going to have a great year next year. Assalamu alaikum.
Now I'd like to invite Dr. Imtiaz Rain. He is a well-respected pulmonologist who works in Avita Health System, and is an esteemed member of our community and chair of Apna PPS clinic for last several years. He received his medical degree from Jata Medical College and is part of the arranged family which consists of half of Chicago. So Dr. Imtiaz Rain.
Assalamu alaikum, and thank you for a nice introduction. I'll take this opportunity to welcome the Secretary of the State. Thank you for coming. And also an Honorable Council General Maved Ibrahim here, of course. Like Apna leadership is here. Previous president, past presidents are here. See nice decorations, ambience, and very good turnout. And we're happy to be here, and I want to thank PPS for giving us the opportunity to do this project that is very dear to our heart. And this is called Apna PPS Health Center, located at the home of Apna, that's in Westmont, Illinois. And it has been the longest running Apna project in the United States. And we have added services, as Dr. Amin Nadeem has mentioned in his speech, about strengthening the base, that is our brick and mortar store, what's called an Apna Clinic, and then add things to it with Apna IGNA, Islamic Circle of North America partnership, to do the community base, reach out to all the communities, and I will encourage any one of you, if you need to have an event, a screening or health education in your community, if you need it, please reach out to us, reach out to me or to PPS, that we can hold an event in your community regardless of where it is in the greater Chicago area. Next slide, please. I will not go into detail. You all know what Apna clinic is, and I have had spoken to you before, and people who do not know, we provide basic healthcare services. It works like in a primary care center. From there, we provide specialty services, off-site, and also physical therapies, radiology, imaging, with the help of, next slide please, with help of our many partners, that includes our dedicated, tireless physicians, students, residents. We have gone through, if not thousands, maybe hundreds of residents who come in and get really meaningful experience, hands-on training, and we have a process where we do the recommendations for them, so they get into the training programs and come back and help us again. So those people basically, it's a cycle. They get the training and they get the startup there, then they come back and help us again. Next slide. You go to the next slide. I don't know whether everybody could see it. But you go to the next slide, I want to show some, this is some of the services we provide, the flu vaccine, the National Healthcare Day we do, dental services through people right here, there are dental specialists here, ophthalmology services, other specialty services, physical therapy. So I see all the people who really involved with the clinic are sitting here, and I'm really very thankful for all what you do off-site. We do whatever we do on-site, but this is absolutely is an amazing work people do, and it is not a one-man job. It is a whole team, and I'm very thankful and grateful to all of you. Next slide. Our partners. I want to come back to this slide a little bit later. Can you go to the next slide, please? These are some of the physicians who work actually on-site. They are mostly the primary care, myself included. I don't spend as much time as, or because I'm a little bit far away from medicine in terms of primary care, because we have Dr. Rubina Hussain, Dr. Ashraf Toor, Dr. Taj Elahi, Sadar Sharif, Uzma Sayyed, Dr. Mazhar Ghuliani, who I invited. She has another commitment and she couldn't come today. Dr. Aftab, who is in the audience. Next slide, please. Some of the cardiology, some of the services that we provide off-site is including cardiology, the general surgery, the infectious disease, Aftab has volunteered that for us, and then myself still provide the pulmonary services. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. I want to go. These are our partners. I mean, the healthcare system, that is a system that we do services through, including lab and imaging and all that. And Dr. Aminuddin mentioned IGNA, great partnership with Apna, IGNA, with 3 mobile clinics. And if you have probably seen posts on social media, offsite, they go across the country. There are 6 or 7 mobile clinics, and they are in different regions of the country. And we are fortunate to have one right here in our Midwest region, is in Chicago, based in Chicago. Next slide. Next slide. So this is National Healthcare. Could you please just keep rolling the slide? These are some of the pictures I want to show, because there's a picture for 1,000 words. So this is Apna clinic, Apna mobile clinic. Look like it's fully furnished, exam room with consulting room, and all equipped with all the basic needs, and including the lab services that we provide on site. CBC, the cholesterol, and all. The next slide. These are some of the pictures from our National Healthcare Day. Some of the nurses here, some of the physicians who are new, and some of these physicians who come and introduce to me. They say, well, we are the one to volunteer. This is really a great opportunity for people who want to volunteer without any hesitation. Please contact us. Next slide. Next slide. So some of the pictures from the National Healthcare Day. I want to show you some of the pictures that we did event with IGNA. Next slide. Next slide. So this is how our National Healthcare Day look like. There is an intake, then the registration and recommendations and the screening. Next slide. This is at the IGNA event. IGNA is a wonderful organization. They do a lot of things, including food pantries and all that. But we are helping them out with physician services to provide for the mobile clinic. Next slide. So this is the mobile clinic inside. So this is actually having a room where you can actually sit across the table with the patient, talk to them, do the consulting services after screening if they need further advice or direction where to go, we do that. Next slide. Yeah. Next slide. So this is ICNA food pantry. Next slide. I want to show you, this is ICNA event with Apna at Devon Club. At the Devon. So this has an huge, 200-300 people showed up. That includes the ICNA food pantry and all the next slide. So this was covered by, I don't know anybody has a chance to see it, by WGN TV, local TV. So I just want to say that this news is around and we have been noticed. People notice that what we do and all that. And I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much. I know there is a lot longer program and I want to thank you everyone for coming and thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. So now I'm gonna invite to the podium because we have a very tight timeline and our chief guest will be here shortly. So now our next guest, our next speaker is Dr. Amra Rahman, our president for 2009 for PPS. Her introduction is really difficult for me, but what I can say is a successful woman and a bold vocal leader, physician and a mother of 3 children. As a person very friendly, pleasant, honest, fair, ethical, but yet very strong. She practices as a psychiatrist, our current elected president, PPS Illinois 2019. She has been affiliated with society for several years, served as secretary, treasurer, and at different levels for the society. She has been chair, co-chair of many committees of Gymkhana, Apna, and PPS chair for Apna Strategic Meeting 2019. She is involved with many philanthropic activities since college years, student organizations for blood donations, and she has won several awards for that. She has worked for poor and needy, with moms in villages, working privately with an orphanage in Pakistan too. She also volunteers for Human Development Foundation. In United States, she has worked for battered women of Apna Ghar. For her, I can say, kind of a fun to do the impossible. She fits for her. I have decided to stick with love. Hate is a too great burden to bear. Martin Luther King. Now, Amra Rahman, please come to the stage and give your speech.
Very well, Sunita. So I'm a little confused. I haven't prepared my speech very well, but so whatever I can say, I'll say. First of all, Assalamu alaikum everybody. I welcome all of you, my colleagues, my family, my friends, and especially my friends who flew from out of town, and Honorable Secretary of State, our Consulate General, Apna President Shikhani, and Mr. Ali Akhtar, Zahid Rana, and all the nobelities who are here. I also want to recognize all the people who came from, with whom we made strong bonds during our international trip, and they have traveled all the way from other coasts to be here. I'm really thankful for your presence. So I'm thankful all of you who are here. And I'm humbled and grateful to stand in front of you as President of 2019 PPS. I'm thankful for your contributions to make PPS a better, progressive, and true representative society, not only of medical community, but also of American Pakistani community in general. As you can see, most of the people over here, they are our friends from general American Pakistani community. I give a big hands to all of you, all my friends who are here. Thank you for sharing your skills and knowledge to help improve lives and build the capacity of those who sadly have not benefited from the same good fortune of opportunity and education as all of us here. To many, this year may look like any other year of our prestigious society, but if you look closely, you will see many shining stars and proud moments in this year. We made many promises in the beginning of the year, and Alhamdulillah, most of them we have accomplished them. We work on building stronger bonds in our community and organization. To do that, I have reached each and every member of Pakistani Physician Society starting from January until today, and I have requested everybody to participate as a committee member or in any position, or at least to attend our functions, January or this one or fundraiser. I'm thankful to all of you who are here, and I'm missing all of you who are not here. We initiated the process of building bridges within our community and bringing people together. We joined hands with many other organizations like HDF, ICNA, Be the Match, Chicago Diabetic Society, and Open. We started first time a zakat eligible project, like helping with people who are in need. This year, we partnered with HDF, and ETS has generated enough funds, 17,000, to help people in area of third who don't have enough water. Clean water is the far remote possibility for them. You guys will see, check on their side that we are going to present to HDF. So this was PPS project that we raised money, but we partnered with HDF to implement it, since HDF already has many projects in Pakistan with water, clean water. So they will be helping us. But this is our project, this is PPS's project. And apart from that, we had the honor of hosting and conducting the most attended and successful strategic meeting of APNA. It made the most profit of all the APNA strategic meetings, and it had the most ever booked rooms in that meeting. And we are thankful to President of APNA that all these people came in that meeting, and it was a huge success. Big hands to Dr. Shikhani. We also continue to support PPS Clinic, which is responsible for providing health service to our community without any regard to race, color, or gender. Dr. Imtiaz Arai has already briefed on his presentation what services we are providing through them. Then also we had a fun and successful trip to Morocco and Portugal. And as I said earlier, many of my fellow international travelers are here for reunion, and I will be showing you pictures of that trip soon. I would like to end my speech with the words of Ralph Emerson. The purpose of life is not to be happy, it's to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference, that you have lived and lived well. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to serve as President of APNA. Of PPS, sorry, PPS. Okay. कुछ शौक से यार फकीरी दा, कुछ इश्क ने दर दर रोल देता, कुछ सजना कसर न छोड़ी सी, कुछ जहर रकीबा घोल देता, कुछ हिजर फराक दा रंग चढ़िया, कुछ दर्द माही अनमोल देता, कुछ सड़ गई किस्मत बदकिस्मत दी, कुछ प्यार में जुदाई रोल देता। कुछ कुंजवी रामा औखियां सन, कुछ गल विच गम दा तौक भी सी, कुछ शहर के लोग भी जालिम सन, कुछ शानो मरन दा शौक भी सी। Thank you. stage. डॉक्टर मियां अहमद ऐसे किसी तारीफ के मोहताज नहीं है. He is our most vibrant member of APNA, and I'm so honored that he flew all the way from Florida to support me. He heard that many people from Chicago, some of the people were not attending, so he just came for my support. He is my dear brother. He came to support me, and I'm really, really thankful to him. Ziad Bir, Dr. Nasser Qureshi, Dr. Harun Durrani, all of my friends who came out of town, it really meant a lot to me. So he is going to introduce somebody very important, so I'll give mic to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am humbled by such an elaborate introduction. I am nobody because she's my sister. She makes me look good, and I'm so grateful to her. I've known Amra from King Edward Medical College when we were nobodies. She has always been a dynamic leader, somebody with great substance. She's always stood for the right, and she's always been somebody who has no fear of anything, and she'll always take the right stand. And kudos to you. Give you a hand of applause, Amra, for being such a great. Now, I was also requested to recite some Punjabi poetry, and I don't want to recite something which is boring. So, if you give me 1 second, I'll pull up what I want to recite and just one second. तेरा मेरा जोड़ भी थी, मैं एक अखड़ा जंगली पेंडू, तू मुटियार गुलाबा दी, मैं एक गरीब किसान दा पुत्र, तू एक राशि अफसर दी थी, तेरा मेरा जोड़ भी थी, मैं खोके ते सिगरेट फूका, तू मैरियट विच काफी पी, मैं एक शर्ट नू तो पावा, तेरे जोड़े पंजी थी, तेरा मेरा जोड़ भी थी, मैं मनमर बीए कीता, तू कंप्यूटर विच MSc, तेरे पिछे सोने मुंडे, मेरे पिछे CID, तेरा मेरा जोड़ भी थी. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've been entrusted to introduce one of the most dynamic people of APNA. Somebody I did not know that well a few months back, but in the last few months I got to know him and got to be close to him and got to admire him so much. I hereby introduce you the President of APNA, Dr. Naseem Shakani. Dr. Shakani, may I please request you to come to the podium. Ladies and gentlemen, it's no secret to everybody that these are difficult times for APNA. People are fighting for silly reasons. As an outsider, I will say that. But this is a gentleman, during that period, he has stood his ground. He has been somebody who's been very honorable, somebody very committed and generous and focused, and he has tried his level best to lead APNA in a way which is dignified and which does not hurt anybody. So, without saying anything else, Dr. Shakani, may I please present you the mic and please talk to this audience.
I have some poetry in honor of Dr. Shakani. कुछ बुक्स ते रीत विच नहीं मिलदा, कुछ हार ते जित विच नहीं मिलदा, मखलूक के खुदा नाल प्यार ते कर, रब सिर्फ मसीता विच नहीं मिलदा.
Assalamu alaikum everybody. Thank you Amra for the leadership you have provided in Chicago PPS. And thank you Bian and Hassan. Whatever I've done in the last 1 year, it was a collective effort. It was just not me, but I got support from all the members. Every member who was saying, work with me, they know where we stand, and we tried our level best to bring everybody together. And I hope that we continue to do that, and we hope that we continue this collaboration. And when I was elected, there were two things which I promised. One was financial transparency, which I did in first quarter, but due to some turmoil, I could not do it in the last three. And I vouch and I promise that I will do my best to bring transparency as far as financial things are concerned. We tried our best to bring everything up board and everybody can see what the expenses were. I'll just give you an example that in summer meetings, suites were given to the people who have regular rooms. And from just suites, we made about $34,000. So it was something where we tried to change it and make it better for all the membership. And the second thing was to end litigation. We ended the first litigation with Shahid Rashid, then with Board of Trustees, and we're trying our best to finish the TRO and other things. Last week, like 2 weeks ago, Executive Council of 2020 and BOT of 2020 met at Harun Durrani's home, and Harun Durrani was instrumental in bringing all people together. And I am sure that we will have a good news in the next few days where we will reconcile and work together in cohesive fashion. We also talked about TRO. Beside TRO, we talked about Dr. Bari's case, which I commend Dr. Bari also for taking this stand. I would like to thank Harun Durrani. Please stand up and, thank you Harun Durrani for providing leadership at home to our 2020 BOT. I'd like to thank few friends which I have known from Chicago, and they have worked with me in past. I have one of my class fellows, Riaz Lai, is here. So first I'd like to thank him because he came. And secondly, I'd like to thank Sami Sharif, who has done a lot of work in hepatitis. I'd like to thank Rahat Sheikh, who has been instrumental last year and worked hard for my strategic meeting. And thank you, Amra, for all the work she has done, hard work. And this was the only first strategic meeting where we were not positive, but we had the most income in the meeting. And I'm thankful to her. I'm thankful to Sajid Mahmood and Sabah, who has worked hard throughout my campaign and throughout my year. And they did a tremendous job, and he has been my office management chair. I am thankful to Suhail Khan, who has been working with me, and of course, Mia Ahmed Hassan, who has helped me throughout the year and giving me good advices. I also thank Nasir Qureshi, who has been over here and has been the past president, and he has worked hard and he wants to reconcile, and he has helped a lot in getting all the sides together. I'd like to thank Shehzad Qazi and Amber, who has been my friends for a long time, and they have helped me in my election campaign and throughout Chicago issues and Chicago, whatever I've done in Chicago. I'd like to thank the owner of Embassy Suite, Mr. Lakhani, who has given us a warm reception, and he was very instrumental in telling us, Fikr nahi karo, we'll do everything what we can. I'd like to thank Tariq Bhatt and Rizwana also, who has been my friend since college days, and their support meant a lot to me. And I'm thankful to them. And I'm also thankful to Dr. Khalid Riaz and Nahid Tayoum, where they have provided the leadership in Human Development Foundation, and I have been working with them, and I think that Human Development Foundation is very transparent, and the transparency I've learned is from Human Development Foundation. And they were very open when I met the first time with them. I'm thankful to Dr. Mushtaq Sharif, who has helped me and stood by me in the difficult time throughout the last 10.5 months. Of course, you cannot forget Imtiaz Arai, who has done a lot of work in healthcare. And of course, the new Secretary of President, Samina Hijab, who has done a great job, and I hope she will be a good leader, not just for PPS, but for Apna also. So my goal is, before I leave, like I have got 6 weeks maybe, or 5 weeks, my goal is again I'll tell you, my goal is to provide a financial transparency, a book where you can come and see where the plus is and where the minus is. And I feel that I'm a memon. So basically, Hisab Kitab is very necessary for me, and I feel that if you cannot provide a financial transparency, organization cannot go further and cannot go along. People have donated. They donate a lot to Apna, and I feel that once we give transparency and accountability to each and every member, then that is the only way we can progress. I'd like to thank once again Amra for her leadership and Mr. Jesse White for coming over here. Thank you, have a nice day. Now I can.
Dr. Sohail Khan, I'm going to invite him to come to the podium. You know, he's our current BOT chair for 2019. I think he does not require any introduction. He's a law graduate, and since I have joined the PPS, I have seen him like very active member of our society. He has served this society for last, I don't know, uncountable years, and his services to our society are like, you know, amazing. So let me just, without any further delay, invite Dr. Sohail Khan.
Thank you very much, Samina. Thank you, Madam President. Assalamu alaikum. PPS is very dear to us, and it has very important things that are aims and objectives of the organization really determine what we are. Our first and foremost goal has been to foster scientific development and education in the field of medicine and delivery of better health care. 3.2 of our constitution says to assist newly arriving physicians from Pakistan in orientation and adjustment, and 3.3 to institute ways and means to cooperate with other medical organizations of North America in healthcare delivery, to encourage medical education and delivery both here as well as in Pakistan, and advocacy. With these being said, because it's important to realize why we have this organization and why we continue to work for the betterment of our communities here and in Pakistan. BOT has certain very important things that I need to point out to you. Number one, it's the overseer and custodian of the society. Number two, it has the control of all the fixed assets of the property of the society. Thirdly, in this capacity, trustees act as ombudsmen, and on behalf of the general membership shall act to preserve and protect the society when threatened to be dissolved. We have a very clear conflict of interest policy, and that is important so that our officers stay clear of any conflicts whatsoever. BOT only at the time of dissolution has the authority to move any of the fixed assets. Why am I reiterating these things? Is because the assets we have generated significant amount of incomes, and our fixed assets have grown to be close to $500,000 within the last 7 to 8 years. The next BOT is going to be Dr. Sajid Mahmood, Dr. Aftab Khan, Dr. Rahat Sheikh, Amra Rahman, Umar Naseeb, who is filling for Dr. Hasina Javed, and 2 yearly members are going to be Dr. Samir Shafi and Nasser Kataria. Our assets total, as you have seen the financial report, it is coming to be about $43,000, while as PPS Apna House, which value of assessment was $410,000, with upgrades that have been almost about $60,000, the fixed asset is more than $470,000. Liabilities are none. We have insurances to cover our liabilities and officers insurance is something that we recommend as Board of Trustees. We have 186 donors who have contributed to build the PPS Apna house. This house has generated incomes. In 2014, we bought this house with $387,000. In 2015, $128,000 were generated. In 2016, $16,000 were generated from the house. 17, $150,000 were generated. 2018, $60,000, and 2019, $18,000. So that in itself brings the project up to $478,000 plus originally generated $150,000 that was in 2014, makes it a $628,000 generated income from this society. Just give me a minute. We have had some lost opportunities, of course, with Apna Institute of Allied Health, where there is another project that $15,000 were approved, and a university where pledges of $206 million were made. Education is something that we have worked very hard upon, and externship program where we have young physicians come here and get experience so that they can go forward and join medical community. So those are very, very crucial and important things that our society is working towards, and hopefully these projects will continue to generate more and more involvement. The Constitution was revised, just to let you know, the society was redone in 2012. We had the similar issues that Apna is going through with Board of Trustees issues. Very simply, once our Constitution and bylaws was revised in 2012, we had fixed 5 past presidents going to the Board of Trustees, 1 every year, and 2 every year for 1-year term. This resolved the matters, and this is something that Apna should look towards too. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Suhail. So, before I invite my next guest,
Okay, so now I invite Mr. Nafis Rahman to come on the stage and introduce our chief guest.
Thank you. It is my honor and pleasure to invite the 37th Illinois Secretary of State, the Honorable Jesse White. Secretary White was first elected in the office in 1998 and won landslide victory in 2002, in which he won all 102 counties in Illinois. In 2006, 2010, and 2014, on November 6, 2018, Secretary White was re-elected to a record-breaking 6th term, winning another landslide victory in which he earned over 3.1 million votes. Statewide, the most ever won by a statewide candidate in the midterm election. Secretary White became the longest serving Illinois Secretary of State on May 30th, 2014. Illinois Secretary of State's office is one of the largest and most diverse office of its kind in the nation, providing most direct services to people of Illinois. Prior to his election as a Secretary of State, Secretary White served as a Cook County Recorder of Deed, a job to which he was elected first in 1992 and re-elected in 1996. In 1959, Secretary White founded the internationally known as Jesse White Tumbling Team to serve as a positive alternate for at-risk children residing in the public housing in and around Chicagoland area. Since its inception, more than 18,000 young men and women have performed with the team. Secretary White has spent 60 years working as a volunteer with the team to help kids stay away from gang, drugs, alcohol, and smoking. It is my pleasure and honor to invite the Illinois Secretary of State, the Honorable Jesse White. Actually, his bio was, I could have taken another 30 minutes, but I'm going to hand over the podium to Secretary White.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nafis, and to you, ladies and gentlemen, for inviting me to this wonderful gathering. Not only have I been the longest serving secretary in the history of the state of Illinois, but I played 8 years professional baseball in the Chicago Club organization. And I did 35 jumps out of perfectly good airplanes. And I taught school for 35 years. And I coached and followed the Jesse White Tumbling Team for 59 years. And so there's a little bit more to it, but I think they've talked long enough. I'm just glad to be here with you. And I'd like to thank Mr. Nafis for his many years of friendship. I believe that when you come to this world and you become successful, you get back. But I also believe that every day you must do something good for someone. I teach my young people to love their fellow man and woman and never ever dislike anyone because of race, creed, and color. That is the ugliest card in the deck. And to the Pakistani Physicians Society, I want to thank you for your giving and caring spirit for making a difference in the lives of those in need. And of course, Consul General Javeda Igbani, nice to see you here, sir. And then of course, your President-elect, Dr. Nadeem Amin, Dr. Aram, Dr. Tariq Butt, I've known him for about 25 years. And a businessman, Qatar Ali, nice to see you, sir. And let me share with you a little story. I used to jump out of airplanes, and I used to do a lot of skiing. And as it turned out, I did a lot of basketball in college. And one day, I decided I was going to go to Northwestern Hospital to check on my knees because I had problems getting from point A to point B. So Dr. Hill, who would be an African-American, said, well, I'm going to x-ray your knees, and if by chance we find out that you need surgery, we'll do it. Well, as it turned out, he came back and says, yes, you need 2 new knees. He says, we're going to do one in about 3 weeks, and we're going to do the other in about 6 months. I said, no, you're not, Doc. I said, I want them done at the same time. He says, well, my partner, Dr. Rana, is going to take you into the room and show you what's required for us to give you 2 new knees. Dr. Rana is a Pakistani, a good friend of mine, and a good friend of those in need. So he showed me 2 pieces he's going to put in my knee. And so they said, we have a stack of papers you have to sign because we normally don't do 2 knees at the same time. So as it turned out, I signed those 100 pieces of paper. And then I was walking down the street a couple days later, and when my Italian friend saw me, he said, Jesse White, I heard you're going to have surgery done on your knee. I said, no, on my knees. He said, the both of them? I said, yeah, the both of them. So he said, who's going to do the surgery? I said, Dr. Rana. He said, Dr. Rana, is he a foreign doctor? I said, yes, he's either Pakistani, Indian. He said, you're going to let a foreign doctor operate on you? I said, I don't care how he spells his name, I don't care about his church, I don't care about anything other than the fact that I want a good physical and surgical procedure done on my knees. So I went to the hospital and stayed there for 10 days and walked out without any pain, without any problems. And I said to him about 40 of my friends and neighbors who were there needed that kind of service. So a lot is to be said about your fellow man and woman. I believe it's a violence of all norms of human decency. You dislike someone because of how they came into this world, how they spell their name, and their color of skin. I was a student of Dr. Martin Luther King in college, so I know how badly it hurts. I know how deeply it cuts. And so I just want you to understand too that support for us to do all we can to love our fellow man and woman. Teach our young people how to live in a global productive life, how to provide those things that are necessary for our young people to go to on the street. So I'm here today to be with my brothers and sisters and to thank you for all that you've done for me, for your giving and caring spirit. And of course, last year I said I was not going to run, but they thought that if I didn't run for re-election, there would be 25 Democrats and 25 Republicans vying for the position. So I ran. I had one person who went against me, and thanks to you, I received more votes than anyone in the history of the state of Illinois. Of course, we run the office like it's a business, and it's important for us to make sure that we treat our customers in a manner which they can be proud. So with that, I just want to thank you for your giving and caring spirit, and for making a difference in the lives of those who reside in your community, brothers and sisters, and those who you come in contact with. So again, 2 thumbs up for this wonderful organization. If by chance you'd like to see me here again next year, it's simple. Invite me. Thank you. Listen, Hafiz asked me to talk about the tumblers. When I was a youngster coming up on the north side of the city of Chicago, I went over to Seward Park and learned a lot about gymnastics. And later on, I went off to college on a scholarship. I married a basketball and baseball scholarship. And the instructor asked me to teach the young people how to tumble. And so that was a part of my scholarship. And then I signed a contract with baseball for the Cubs. During the off season, I taught school in the day, worked for the Park District at night as I supported the gym show. That was the beginning of the Jesse White tumbling team. And there were 18,000 young people that come to the program. We have 300 in training. We have 225 young people who make up 8 units of the Jesse White tumbling team. We're premier halftime for the National Basketball Association. And we travel all over the world teaching other young people how to get high without any root herbs or spices. And so on December the 12th, we're going to celebrate 60 years of existence, helping young people to live a long, productive life. And of course, we teach them to love their fellow man and woman. We also make sure that they do all they can to be the best they can be. In life, I always want them to look up and aim high. The only time I want them to look down in life is to tie their shoes. So again, thank you for giving, thank you for caring, and thank you for making a difference. And don't forget, our skin's a little different from yours, but we're still brothers and sisters. Thank you.
We have an award for Honorable Secretary of State and small gift, which our President is going to give to you. Please, आप भी आइए। Thank you very much. And now I will request Secretary of State to give a plaque to our President of ABNA.
Mr. President, in my neighborhood, they'd say, you're the man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rahman. Secretary of State, Mr. Jesse White, Consulate General of Pakistan, Mr. Javed Urani, President of Dr. Naseem Shekhani, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and good evening. This is a great honor and privilege for me to present the next award, the plaque of appreciation to a parliamentarian who is a mentor of our society. He is always available when we need any kind of guidance. I had the first-hand experience when I was president last year of the society. He was always there to help me out. He is the founding chair of HDF and chairperson of HDF Pakistan. He also currently serves on the board of trustees and board of directors of HDF North America, where he served as a co-chair from 1997 to 2007. He has spoken around the world about the human development model, including being a keynote speaker at the World Congress of Muslim Philanthropists, and has been recognized in the Georgetown University publication as one of the 500 most influential Muslims in the world for his work in developing and nurturing the movement. He is a practicing interventional cardiologist and a fellow of American College of Cardiology and the American College of Chest Physicians. He has also served as president of the Association of Pakistani Physicians of North America, APNA, co-founder Pakistan Political Action Committee, PAC, and member board of advisors at the American Pakistan Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, I would request to put your hands together for this great personality, Dr. Muhammad Khalid Riyaz. I would request you to come to the stage and honor us to receive this plaque from us.
Nazaina, I would request you to come on the stage to introduce the next person. So for one of the next senior member of PPS and APNA, Dr. Kazi is going to introduce that person.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shekhani, Dr. Amr Rahman, Secretary of State, and the Consul General of Pakistan. This year, I have a privilege to chair the Social Welfare and Disaster Relief Committee of Pakistani Physician Society, and as such, I had a privilege to work with a very, very important personality in Pakistani Physician Society. That's Dr. Nahid Qayyum. Let me give a little brief introduction of Dr. Nahid Qayyum. She is the chairperson of the board of directors of Human Development Foundation, and she's been working with Human Development Foundation since its inception. Dr. Qayyum, along with her husband, is one of the founding members of HDF. Over the past 20 years, Dr. Qayyum has held various offices in the Board Executive Council and has served as the chairperson of the local Chicago network. She is deeply committed to the mission and vision of HDF and brings with her a passion to serve humanity. Her volunteer work takes her to HDF project sites regularly. She brings with her a broad-based leadership experience from her community service. She is the past president of Pakistan Physicians Society, chairperson of Board of Trustees of PPS, secretary treasurer of Apna Sehat, and is the lifetime member of Apna and PPS. It is my privilege and honor to introduce Dr. Nahid Qayyum. So one of the projects of PPS this year was to support HDF, third water project. Okay, we will talk.
I'd really like to thank PPS and Dr. Amran and of course the whole of the initiative that we are all taking together. I hope that this will be the first step towards the combined partnership and going forward with this endeavor of providing a water filtration plant which will provide clean drinking water to many children and adults and prevent diseases from killing them. So it will actually save lives. And I would hope that going forward, many, many different chapters of Apna would actually come forward with this partnership and extend this opportunity to the people of Pakistan. Thank you so much for taking the initiative. Thank you.
And I would like to thank to all of you who contributed towards this Zakat eligible project. This is Zakat eligible plus it's Satya Jariya. It's going to be in area of third, where people don't even have water supply. But we are doing this plan which will give them clean water. And this was my prime project in 2019 that I wanted to start a Satya Jariya project, and then Alhamdulillah we completed it. Okay, now I would like to invite Dr. Tipu Siddiqui, who's Professor of Neurology and Neuromuscular Medicine at Northwestern University School of Medicine. Dr. Siddiqui held faculty appointments at University of South California and Duke University previously. He identified the first cause of ALS, the SOD1 gene. Applause, guys. This is a big achievement. His contributions for ALS and other neuromuscular disease are very well known. He is going to announce our biggest award of tonight, that we are going to honor one of our senior doctors tonight, and that is our most prestigious award for tonight. And Dr. Tipu Siddiqui will invite that person.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce my very good friend whom I've known for over 45 years. We were interns together in New Jersey. But as Mr. Jesse White said, that what difference have you made in the lives of others? And the person, Javed Iqbal Bangash, has made tremendous difference in the lives of his patients and their families, but also he and his dear wife have brought up 3 very accomplished, very decent, and very respectable children, and now grandchildren. So I think if there is an example of such integrity and such beautification of family, it is the Bangash family that I present to you. Javed Iqbal Bangash was born, this son of Pakistan was born in Kohat. Kohat, yes, this is, I'm being dictated here. Kohat, how would you describe Kohat? Thought about this, about the people of Kohat. And I think Iqbal wrote about the people of Kohat when he said, Jisse ho jigre lala mein thandak, wo shabnam, daryaon ke dil jisse dahr jaye wo tufan. This is the sword arm of Pakistan. It has produced tremendously accomplished people, including poets like Ahmad Faraz and others. It was there in Kohat that the tribals collected to liberate Kashmir. So there is this long history of head and heart that defines people of Kohat, and that's where my friend Bangash is from. He came to the United States and we were together in Perth Amboy, a small little town on the Raritan Valley. And he mentored me in many ways with the ways of the world. I was a greenhorn and gung-ho, and he would calm me down. He is a calm person. He is self-effacing, but his accomplishments are tremendous. He graduated from Columbia with pediatrics and then went on to work in Columbia, in Missouri for a few years, and then he came here and settled down in Elgin, where he has remained since. 45 years of distinct service to that community of children and their parents. But he didn't stop there. He noticed that there were children who were disabled, who were in difficulty, who had problems. So he volunteered as a physician and also on the executive board of Easter Seals. And if you know Easter Seals, you know the kind of work they do for autism and other kinds of things. The list is very long, so I will be brief.
Nobody can solve it.
He served as chief of the pediatrics hospital, Sherman Hospital and St. Joseph's Hospital. And he has been the president of your society, and he continues to be on the board of trustees. And then that doesn't stop there for this community. I think he is somebody to be looked upon as a guide and a model. He served as one of the founding members of the Human Development Foundation that you just saw their accomplishments. And then of this eye hospital, this is one of the best eye hospitals in Pakistan, Al-Shifa. Tremendous amount of fundraising for them and work for them. He had nothing to do with the eye, but that's the kind of person he is. And then, what else? Well, Hamdard Foundation. It takes care of people who have nowhere to go. Then he stopped there, but he opened a free clinic in his town, in his village of Behzadia. Those of you who know Farsi will understand what Behzadia means. It means of a noble birth. He is indeed, by his actions, a person of noble birth. And I'm sure he's blessed in this life, and inshallah, Allah will bless him and his family in the world to come. So with that, I will ask Dr. Javed Iqbal Bangash to come and receive this PPS Award of Meritorious Service.
Thank you, Dr. Sadiq, for your... Thank you, Dr. Sadiq, for your very kind introduction. I appreciate that. With great humility, I want to thank all of you for presenting me with this special award. I really appreciate that, and this is a great honor for me. So thank you very much once again, and I love this. Thank you.
We are about to start the dinner, but before we start dinner, you guys, probably most of the community is aware of a very sad, tragic happening that one of our senior founding members, Dr. Omar Naseem, lost his wife very suddenly. I would request everybody to observe 1 minute silence in his respect. Excuse me, people standing on the back, Dr. Aftab, Dr. Shazad Qazi, Dr. Rahat, we are observing 1 minute silence in honor of Sadia Sadiq. Thank you very much. Now we will serve dinner, but we have more presentations and some more awards to be given. So we will continue, but I know all of you are hungry. So let's move towards dinner. Thank you.